Guys, welcome again to our 100th running of the Race to Mackinac and the CYC. This is On the Water Anarchy, brought to you by Taurus and Marine. We've got some legends in front of us right now, some of our favorite guys, and Sailing Anarchy supporters for a long time, as well as multi-hull aficionados and revolutionary guys in the sport. I apologize for the ambient noise. There's about 3,000 people up here on Mackinac Island at the Grand Hotel. But I've got Mead and Jan Gougeon, Butch Babcock, and John Thomas off of Adagio, which is, I think, the second oldest boat in the race. Is that right, Mead?
We think so.
Get close to you.
It's 39th year.
Wow. So a 40-year-old boat, and yet you crossed the line, I think, second for the multi-hulls.
We did.
After Earth Voyager, of course, but I hear stories from Vegas and others that Adagio is a light air machine. Is that what happened? You guys just ate it up?
Well, we go well in a number of different conditions, but light air is our specialty, and fortunately there were some holes out there the guys got stuck in that we were able to sail through, and we caught up over 20 miles to the likes of Nice Bear and some of the other boats that were well ahead of us.
So how much work is it to keep the boat moving?
Well, it's a constant chore to keep everything flowing right. Get Jan on the tiller and get Mead tweaking the sails. And
they don't let you drive?
Well, yeah, we'll drive, but
it's the best team of guys you could ever go to sea with.
Yeah.
A great team of guys. You know, I felt perfectly safe in any conditions, that we had the right team to deal with whatever happened. The boat worked great. Mead jumped to the action when the spinnaker pole broke.
Well, I want to hear about that.
He crawled down in the cabin with some carbon fiber and stuff, and a couple hours later we had a new spinnaker pole. And Butch, pulled the luff out of our jib. We broke the cable in our really critical #1 jib. And Butch came up with the method of hooking a piece of Technora halyard onto the cable and pulled that whole thing through the sail and re-sewed it to each end and tied it. We had a new Genoa that was just as good as the one we started with. So by morning we had all our toys back and we started kicking butt.
So how much time did you lose in these in this sort of limping condition?
Well, it was first of all we went through our crisis of being despondent, believing that we're never going to get back in the race, and then we started coming up with ideas on how to fix this stuff, and we did it probably in about an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
So in that time, we really were, hoping for the best. But
what time of the night was this?
It was early evening. Hell, we were only maybe 25 miles from Chicago.
Yeah.
Everything started happening. I mean, we pull the luff, we break the luff wire first. And when that happens, we decide we'll put the pole way down to leeward and we'll run it like a spinnaker. We can still go to wild weather with it, because it doesn't have luff wire. Then we break the pole because it's got too much load on it. It wasn't intended to do that. So now all 3 head sails are gone. All we got left is a jib and a main to go the next 300 miles. This is not good.
And the forecast is for the wind to get light. And it wasn't a good scenario.
So tell us about what you did to put this sprint back together.
Well, the pole, we had carbon fiber with us, and we had Gougeon 105, 205 West System standard product, but we had some G5 5-minute epoxy, and that was the key. You make this mixture of 2/3 West System standard with the speeded up stuff, which we had 15 minutes to be able to wet out carbon, get it on the pole, and in an hour it was cured. 5 hours later we're using the pole, and we did it down in the cabin.
So down in the cabin, nighttime, and these guys, and Mead and Jan, how old are you guys?
Well, I'll be 70 next month.
70-year-old Mead.
I'm still the kid on the boat except for John. I'm 62.
62, and Butch?
69.
69. And these guys are arms up while Vegas is probably making cookies or something.
What you gotta imagine though is he's doing this down in the cabin of Adagio, but I don't know if you've been in this boat or not.
It's very narrow.
It's very narrow and very small, and there's gear for 4 people piled everywhere. And he's got this one, it's like fixing the spinnaker pole in a sewer pipe. I mean, there's wet clothes and all this kind of stuff, and somewhere in there he has to get the spinnaker pole all lined up perfectly and get the carbon on it and keep it that way. So that means we don't get any food for 4 hours until all the stuff is done. Now that was getting close to the crew mutiny, and because we go for the food, but Spinnaker Pole got hard just quick enough. And, John went down there and came up with some food, and everyone got happier and happier as we got more and more toys.
Right on. So Vegas, what's it like to race with these guys? These are your uncles, these are legends.
Indeed.
What's it like to race with them?
It's just amazing. The learning experience and just the years of knowledge that these guys have amassed about not only sailing boats, but building boats and putting together the hot glue to bond everything together and keep it going. And the techniques that these guys employ are just amazing. It's quite an honor.
Right on. Well, you guys, we want to make sure that we hear something about the multi-hull championships up in Bay City. We keep trying to learn about it every year, but it's such a quiet event. You guys keep it that way, but I know there's tons of multi-hull enthusiasts around the Great Lakes that would love to know more about it. We thank you for being so open with us, for letting Johnny update us from the course, and nice job getting back in it and coming second over the line. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mead. Guys, congratulations. We will see you soon, I hope. Cheers, Vegas.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks, guys.